Hi everyone! In this video I'm going to take the new makeup brand Flesh. I've selected a bunch of the new items from the line and I will apply them for you in real time and give you my thoughts and review on how they perform, what I think of the brand overall. This is what the packaging looks like for the brand. It is available through Ulta to purchase. This is Revlon's kind of high-end, all-inclusive brand that they have launched. An article I'm reading describes this as a prestige makeup line with shade-inclusive products. So the price point is definitely higher than drugstore. I would equate the price point closer to something like Pixie Beauty if you're familiar. It's technically a drugstore brand, but it's more expensive than something like CoverGirl. And the packaging is in this deep brown and light pink accented packaging. So I'll go product by product and give you my thoughts, and then give you my thoughts also at the end overall for the brand. If you've been with this channel for a long time, I just want you to know that the website I'm going to kind of phase out, and I'm transitioning over to having Allura Beauty go to Instagram. The YouTube videos will not change at all. This channel will remain and I'll keep publishing here, but I'm going to start publishing mini reviews and thoughts and photos on Instagram as opposed to on the website. The website has just become a little clunky. I haven't really enjoyed maintaining it either, and I think Instagram will be more accessible to a lot more people. If you liked the website, I'm sorry. It's just kind of a change that I've decided to make after many years doing the blogging kind of style of publishing, and I'm going to switch to Instagram instead. So please, if you would, go follow Allura Beauty on Instagram. It's Allura_beauty. Someone else already took Allura Beauty and hasn't published anything yet, so I guess they kind of just took the account to take it. So just please make sure you're following the correct one. It's a public account, and there are posts on it already. I'll put the handle in the description box below so that you can follow if you're interested. All right, without further delay, let's get into applying the new makeup from Flesh. All right, so there is an illuminating primer for $32. I went ahead and skipped that, and I'm going to go straight to applying the Firm Flesh Thick Stick foundation, and this comes in 40 different shades and it retails for $18, which doesn't seem like very much, but then when you see how small this foundation stick is, it's pretty expensive given that you only get 0.16 ounce in this tube here. It's great that there are 40 different shades. It's a very wide range of shades. The description says that this is a super portable multi-purpose foundation stick with creamy buildable payoff. It lets you cover, conceal, contour, and highlight on your own terms. So it's supposed to give you medium coverage with a luminous, lightly dewy finish, not chalky. The shade that I picked up, which hopefully will match, is 08 Custard. It is yellow based and fairly light, which is why I chose this one. It does look on screen like it'll be a pretty good match. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a few swipes, and then I'm gonna blend these swipes in with a buffing brush, just like this one. You could also use a beauty blender brush, although this formula may need something that's a little more dense to get it to move around the face. I'm seeing that it's, you know, a true cream, so there requires a little bit of a tug to get it to spread around. Seems like a pretty good shade match. Because it's summer and I'm darker than normal, it might be a little bit light. I think this is more true NC20, which is what I normally am, but because I've very recently had a good amount of sun exposure, my skin is closer to NC25. Okay, that's what it looks like just buffed in with just one layer. I'm gonna go ahead and put a second layer just on the cheeks. That's where I have the most kind of pigmentation that shows through, and maybe a little bit on my chin, to see how much this builds up in terms of pigmentation. And it says you can conceal with this, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply it to the under eyes, but I'm gonna use my fingers to kind of warm up the product more so I don't have to drag it with as much force in the under eye area. And then I'll go ahead and just kind of use a more dabbing patting motion to blend that in. Yeah, this definitely builds in coverage. Yeah, you can definitely see the difference between the shade. It's lighter than the rest of my body, which is a little more tan now. It's okay, we'll try to fix that with some bronzer. And it does seem to cover my under eyes pretty well. Kind of surprised there. All right, next up is the Flesh Color Eyeshadow Palette. This retails for $38 and you get, let's see, 9 eyeshadows here and a full-size mirror on the other side. There's a pretty dinky brush down there that I'm not going to touch. Let's go ahead and do an eye look with this. I'm going to use this shade for the main crease. I'm going to go in with this deeper shade to deepen the crease and do the outer V. And then I'm going to put this middle shade on the entire lid, and we'll go from there. I wish there were a matte shade in here that were a little lighter than this one to put really all over the lid as a base, maybe to help blend out the crease shade. I'm gonna go in with a bigger brush that just has some leftover translucent powder on it to kind of soften and blend these edges. Using a more tapered brush for the deeper shade. This is applying patchier than I would like. Oh, this side is better. Maybe I just needed to get enough shadow on the brush. Going back in with the original crease brush, and I'm going to blend these two shades. Try to smooth it out also. Alright, packing a flat shadow brush with this middle shimmering pink shade. I'm going to dab that all over the lid. Shade could be definitely softer and creamier. I'm going to go with this shade right next to it. I think in the center and inner part of the lid. I'm going to go ahead and mix these two in with a smaller brush and put that on the lower lash line. And I'm going to go in with that smaller tapered blending brush. I'm going to mix these two shades and deepen the outer V. Alright, so I lined my eyes and put mascara on since those are not things available in this line, at least not yet. I'm going to go ahead and put some cream/liquid products on before I set my face. You can see it's getting pretty dewy, it's getting pretty oily. It seems like the kind of foundation that will not really suit oily skin people, and definitely not for the summertime because I can kind of just feel it getting, you know, a little moist and juicy and whatnot, even in just the heat of the lights inside my house. So let's go next with the Ripe Flesh. These names. The Ripe Flesh Glisten Drops. This retails for $28. There are 4 different shades, and it says that you're supposed to get a silky liquid highlighter that illuminates and enhances your skin with sophisticated touches of light for a radiant, ethereal glow. We got the shade Aura, which seemed to be the most, it's the lightest shade and the easiest to use on most parts of the face. So it comes in a frosted glass bottle with a drop applicator like this. I'm going to use this on the Cupid's bow and on the center of the nose because I have not only highlighting balm for the cheeks but also powder, so I don't want to put it all over the face. This might be really intense, so I'm just taking a tiny little bit at first. Oh yeah, this definitely has a strong shine to it. So I'm being pretty light-handed. Here's what a heavier swatch of it looks like on the skin. You could definitely blend it out to be more natural, or you can keep it heavy and really metallic like this. All right, and then next up is the Touch Flesh Highlighting Balm. This retails for $18 and comes in 4 different colors. This is what it looks like, just like the foundation stick. And the shade that we got is Pinky. It says that this delivers sheer luminous goodness on bare skin or over foundation. So I'm gonna apply that to the tops of the cheeks. Just go with a swipe there and a swipe here. And I will use my fingers to blend this in. Blends really nicely. It has a very smooth and blendable cream formula. Alright, so this is what the foundation looks like right after setting with some powder. This is the Maybelline Dream Matte Powder. And then now I'm going to go ahead and use my Allura Pro Contouring Palette to contour, deepen my skin. They don't have any contouring options available in the line, which is kind of strange to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have bronzed and contoured the face. It seems to balance out a lot more nicely now with the rest of my skin. I have also done my brows because there are no brow products in the line either. We're gonna move on to applying blush. This is the Tender Flesh Blush. It retails for $26. I just held up the wrong compact. That's the highlighter. This is the blush here. $26. It comes in 8 shades total, and we picked up the shade Pinch. And the description says this is a richly pigmented cream-like powder blush infused with mica pearls for glowy, soft focus effects. So this is what the shade looks like. Rounded powder brush. Just on first application or first pickup in the pan, it seems very dusty, but it applies really nicely. And this shade is a very wearable, soft, peachy pink shade. And then this is the Flesh to Flesh Highlighting Powder. This retails for $28 and comes in 6 different shades. The shade we're going to use is called Lift. The description says that this is a delightfully smooth, cream-like powder formulated to enhance your skin's natural radiance. Now, unlike the blush, when I swirl my brush in this pan, there's no cloud of dust or powder that goes into the air. So don't think that, even though they both say they're a cream to powder formula, the blush and the highlighter, I think this seems to be a much less powdery formula. And this is a pretty standard champagne-y shimmer. It blends really nicely over the skin. Okay, so there's the blush and highlight together. I really like both of these. I like the effect they have on the skin and how they apply. And for the lips, I'm going to apply the Strong Flesh Lipstick. This is so strange. It's the shade Superb. On the package, it seems like it's going to be this like peachy kind of light tan color, but which when I saw it I was like, oh no, why did I choose a shade like this to go with the rest of the shades that I chose? But actually in the tube it's not like that at all. It's kind of a dusty rose color. And in the lipstick of this type, there are a total of 9 different shades. There are another range, a couple of different ranges of other lipstick products. I think there's a more soft shade effect of lipstick, and then there are also lip glosses in the range. And it says these are hyperpigmented lip colors with intense payoff, satin texture, and a buttery feel. This doesn't come off quite as dusty on the lips as it seemed to be in the tube. These are pretty creamy. There is good color payoff. I feel pretty comfortable on the lips also. And then the last product I picked out because it was interesting. I don't know that I'm going to apply it in this video. Let's swatch it first and see what the texture is like. This is the Flesh Pot Eye and Cheek Gloss. Retails for $20. Now, usually eye glosses are a sign that you're just going to get creasing right away. They really are a product that seems to be purely useful for backstage or the runway, where a model only wears this type of thing for a matter of, you know, seconds or minutes, or there's a makeup artist right behind the camera that can reapply and dab and make sure creasing goes away. But the descriptions for this says, on fashion runways, makeup artists apply lip gloss to models' eyelids and cheekbones for a slick, dewy sheen. This product is a transparent, high shine, iridescent gloss for eyes and cheeks that has flecks of gold, peach, and pink, and works on lips too. Wear alone for a smooth, wet finish that adds brightness, or layer over eyeshadow, cheek color, or lip color to bring out vibrancy. So this is what it looks like. Looks beautiful in the pot here. Now you can see it up close. It has a gel slash almost like lip gloss texture. And that's what it looks like on the skin there. Let's first try applying some to the lips. Don't want to ruin the rest of the makeup, so I'm gonna dab it on here first. The effect, at least with this color, is pretty subtle when applied to the lips. And I'm gonna go ahead and dab this on the lids. It is pretty in its own way. I just don't think it's that practical. That's what it looks like, applied just to the lid space. You definitely do get that wet look. So that kind of is what it is. If you really want this effect for a particular reason, I guess it's a good product, but I just don't think that it is super practical. All right, so there is the completed look using mostly the new Flesh makeup products from Revlon. My overall thoughts, I think that this probably is a line that will not succeed in the long run. I don't know that the marketing has been there for the launch of the brand. I think the packaging is not high end in terms of matching up to the price points for these products. So I don't know, I just think it's a little bit of a flop. In terms of individual products that I liked the most from what we've tried, I think the blush and the highlighter were very nice. I also did enjoy the Glisten drops, which were the liquid highlighting drops. But I just think that there's not anything unique being offered from the brand other than the kind of approach of it being accessible by people of all skin tones. You know, there are a lot of different shades in the foundation line, but other than that, I don't really think that there is anything special about the brand in terms of colors being offered, in terms of packaging, or in terms of quality in the products. So my guess is that this brand will not be around for very long, and I think that that's kind of been the general sentiment overall. The foundation is definitely has too much of a dewy finish for someone with combo or oily skin, in my opinion. Used as a concealer, I can already see it creasing just a little bit in the under eye area, even though that is set with powder. This eyeglass has already kind of removed and lifted the powder eyeshadow underneath, so just be aware that that will happen when you use that. So those are my overall thoughts on the products. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, please, if you have tried any of these or you have any opinions of how these products applied or look on the skin from watching this video. I hope that this was helpful to you if you're interested in this new brand. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you in the next video.